Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Today we are talking about something that almost every single person on the planet is thinking about right now. Will AI take your job? That is the big question. And we are going to talk about it right here in English, so you can practice your English while learning something that actually matters for your future.
And here's the best part. By the end of this episode, you will not only know what to think about AI and jobs, you will also walk away with real English phrases and vocabulary you can use in actual conversations. So stay with us because this one is really important.
I'm David.
And I'm Sophia, and this is your English learning podcast, where we help you improve your English through real conversations, just like this one. No textbooks, no boring grammar drills, just real talk.
All right, let us get into it. Sophia, honestly, do you think AI is going to take people's jobs?
Oh, that is such a loaded question, David. I think a lot of people are genuinely scared right now. And honestly, I understand why. Every single day, there's a new headline saying AI is replacing this job or that job. It can feel really overwhelming.
It absolutely can. But here's something really interesting. Every single time a major technology came along in history, people said the exact same thing. They said machines are going to take all the jobs. It happened with the printing press. It happened with the factory machines. It happened with computers.
And guess what? People still have jobs. New kinds of jobs were created, different jobs, better jobs, jobs that people could not even imagine before that technology arrived. So the story is always a lot more complicated than just saying AI bad, humans good.
Exactly. But that doesn't mean we should just sit back and relax either, because the jobs that are most at risk right now are the ones that involve repetitive tasks. Things that a machine can do faster, cheaper, and without ever getting tired or making a mistake.
Right, so if your job is mostly about doing the same task over and over, like filling in forms, sorting large amounts of data, or answering the same basic customer questions, then yes, AI can absolutely do that, and companies will use AI to save money wherever they can.
But here's the flip side of that coin. Jobs that need real creativity, emotional intelligence, strong leadership, and clear communication, those are much, much harder for AI to replace. And guess what one of the most powerful communication skills in the world is right now?
English. Speaking English confidently and clearly, because English is still the global language of business, technology, science, and international connection. If you can speak English well, doors open for you that are simply closed for other people.
So, if you're listening to this podcast right now and you're working on your English, you're already doing exactly the right thing. You're building a skill that AI cannot take away from you, and that's something to feel genuinely proud of.
Okay, so now let's get into vocabulary, because we always want you to leave this episode with words you can actually use. Our first word today is automation. Say it with me. Automation.
Automation means when machines or software do tasks that humans used to do. Here's an example sentence. Automation is changing many industries around the world.
One more example. Because of automation, many simple factory jobs have disappeared, but at the same time, new jobs in technology and engineering have appeared to replace them.
Great! So automation is not simply all bad or all good. It really depends on how you look at it, and most importantly, how you prepare yourself.
Now, let us do a quick shadowing practice with this sentence. Shadowing is honestly one of the best tools you have for improving your spoken English. You listen first, then you repeat, trying to copy the rhythm and the natural sound of the sentence.
Ready? Listen to Sophia first, then repeat the sentence out loud.
Automation is changing the way we work. Now you repeat. Automation is changing the way we work.
One more time. Automation is changing the way we work. Say it with confidence. Say it like you own the sentence.
That is the real power of shadowing. When you repeat out loud, your brain stores not just the word, but the whole sentence pattern. And over time, that makes you sound natural and fluent without even thinking about it.
Okay, so back to the big question. Will AI take your job? Let us talk about some specific kinds of jobs and what experts around the world are actually saying right now.
Jobs like basic data entry, simple customer service, and routine bookkeeping. These are already being automated in many companies. And if you are in one of those fields, that does not mean panic. It means think carefully about what skills you can add to your toolbox.
And that's exactly where English comes in again. Because if you can communicate well in English, you can work in international teams, apply for better positions, explain your ideas clearly, and connect with people from all over the world. That already puts you ahead of the majority of people.
I love that point, David, because so many people think learning English is just about grammar rules and memorizing vocabulary lists. But it's actually about opportunity. Every new English word you learn is a door that was not open before.
And every English conversation you have, even a short one, builds your confidence a little more. And confidence is something no AI on the planet can give you. You have to build it yourself, one conversation at a time.
So please do not stop. Keep going, even when it feels difficult, even when you make mistakes. Mistakes are not failures. Mistakes are how you learn. The people who make real progress are simply the ones who keep showing up.
Now, here's a question I want you to think about. What skills does your job or your dream job need that a machine simply cannot do? Think about things like building real relationships, understanding emotions, making creative decisions, or solving unexpected problems.
Those are deeply human skills, and right now, in this age of AI, they're more valuable than ever before. So do not underestimate yourself. You bring something to the table that no algorithm can copy. David asked you a really powerful question. What skills does your job or your dream job need that a machine simply cannot do? I hope you were actually thinking about that, because it matters more than most people realize.
And I want to add something to that before we move forward. A lot of people hear the word AI and they immediately feel fear. But fear is actually a signal. It is telling you that something important is happening and that you need to pay attention. So instead of running from that feeling, use it as motivation to level up.
I love that reframe, David, because the people who are going to do really well in the next 10 to 20 years are not the ones who ignored AI. They're the ones who understood it, learned to work alongside it, and used their human skills to stand out from the crowd.
Exactly. And here is something that might actually surprise you. AI is not just taking jobs. In many cases, AI is actually creating entirely new jobs. Jobs that did not even exist 5 years ago. Things like AI prompt engineer, AI content reviewer, AI trainer, and machine learning coordinator.
And what do all of those jobs have in common? They need humans. Humans who can think critically, communicate clearly, and understand context. You cannot outsource that to a machine. And if you can do all of that in English, you become incredibly valuable in the global job market.
So let us talk about some of those growing fields right now, because we want you to walk away with real, practical information. The first area that is growing massively is anything related to technology and digital skills, coding, cybersecurity, data analysis, digital marketing. These fields are booming, and most of them require strong English communication because the global tech world runs in English.
The second area is healthcare and mental health. AI can help doctors analyze data faster, but AI cannot sit across from a patient and make them feel heard and understood. Human empathy is irreplaceable, and if you can work in healthcare and communicate in English, you are in an extremely strong position.
The third area is education itself. Teaching, coaching, mentoring. People will always need other people to learn from. And the English teaching and language coaching space is growing fast, especially online. So if you're someone who loves helping others, that's an opportunity worth looking at seriously.
Okay, let's stop for a vocabulary moment, because we have two really important words to look at right now. The first word is adaptability. Say it with me, adaptability.
Adaptability means the ability to change and adjust when things around you change. And right now, in a world that is changing faster than ever before, adaptability is one of the most important qualities any person can have.
Here's an example sentence. People with strong adaptability skills tend to do well even when the economy shifts. One more. Employers today are looking for workers who show adaptability in difficult and unexpected situations.
The second vocabulary word is irreplaceable. Say it with me. Irreplaceable.
Irreplaceable means something or someone that cannot be replaced. Here's your example. Human creativity and empathy are irreplaceable, even in a world full of advanced technology. And one more. A good mentor is truly irreplaceable because they give you more than just information. They give you confidence and direction.
Now let us do another shadowing practice, this time with a full 2-sentence chunk so you can practice your natural flow and rhythm. Ready? Listen first.
Adaptability and communication are the two most powerful skills you can have right now. People who keep learning and keep growing will always find a way forward.
Now you repeat. Adaptability and communication are the two most powerful skills you can have right now. People who keep learning and keep growing will always find a way forward.
Say it again. Really get into the rhythm of it. Adaptability and communication are the two most powerful skills you can have right now. People who keep learning and keep growing will always find a way forward.
Shadowing like this trains your brain and your mouth at the same time. You are not just memorizing words, you are learning how English actually flows, how sentences connect, and how confident speakers sound when they talk. This is one of the fastest ways to improve your spoken English, and it costs you nothing.
All right, let us talk about something I know a lot of our listeners think about. What if my English is not perfect yet? What if I make grammar mistakes? Does that mean I cannot work in an international or English-speaking environment?
And the answer is a strong no. Absolutely not. Some of the most successful people in international business speak English as a second or third language. What matters is not perfection. What matters is clarity and confidence. If people understand you and you can express your ideas, you are already doing exactly what you need to do.
Think about it this way. Right now, you're listening to this podcast in English. That's already amazing. A year ago, maybe this felt impossible. But here you are, listening, understanding, and learning. That's real progress. That's proof that you can do this.
And every day you show up, every episode you listen to, every new sentence you shadow, every English video you watch, every conversation you try, all of that compounds. It builds and builds until one day you just realize that English has become a natural part of how you think and express yourself.
That day comes for everyone who keeps going. The only people who never reach that point are the ones who stopped somewhere along the way. So please, do not stop. You're closer than you think.
Now I want to ask you something personal. What is your biggest fear about AI and your future? Is it your current job? Is it not knowing where to start? Is it feeling like you don't have the right skills? Whatever it is, I want you to know that that fear is valid, but it's also something you can work through.
And one of the best tools you have for working through it is right here, the English language. Because when you improve your English, you improve your ability to access information, connect with mentors around the world, apply for better opportunities, and advocate for yourself in any room you walk into.
We're not saying English is a magic solution to every problem. We're saying it's one of the most powerful tools available to you right now, and you're already using it by listening to this podcast. So give yourself credit for that.
Coming up next in part 3, we're getting into specific English phrases you can use when talking about AI and the future of work in a real conversation. Because we want you to be able to walk into any meeting, any interview, or any casual discussion and speak about this topic with confidence.
We've also got one final speaking practice exercise that you can use by yourself at home to really lock in everything you learned today. You don't want to miss it. Okay, so we have talked about what AI is doing to the job market, we have talked about which skills are growing in value, and we have talked about why your English learning journey is one of the smartest investments you are making right now.
But I want to make this even more practical for you, because knowing things is great, but being able to talk about those things in real English conversations is what actually changes your life. So right now, we're going to give you some real English phrases that you can use when this topic comes up at work, with friends, or even in a job interview.
The first phrase is this one. I think AI will change how we work rather than completely replace us. Say it with me. I think AI will change how we work rather than completely replace us.
This is a great phrase because it shows that you understand the topic. It shows that you are thoughtful, and it's the kind of balanced, confident statement that impresses people in professional conversations. It does not sound extreme. It sounds smart.
The second phrase is this. The key is to focus on skills that technology cannot easily replicate. Say it slowly. The key is to focus on skills that technology cannot easily replicate.
Use this one when someone asks you how they should prepare for the future of work. It makes you sound informed and forward-thinking, and it naturally opens up a deeper conversation where you can share more of your ideas.
The third phrase is one of my personal favorites. I believe adaptability is more important than any single skill right now. I believe adaptability is more important than any single skill right now.
These three phrases alone can carry you through an entire conversation about AI and the future of work. And the beautiful thing is that they're not complicated. They're clear, natural, and confident. That's exactly what good English communication looks like.
Now, let's do our final shadowing and speaking practice for today. And this one is a little different. We're going to give you a short speaking prompt that you can use at home by yourself. This is called a solo speaking drill, and it's incredibly powerful for building fluency.
Here's how it works. After this episode ends, find a quiet spot, set a timer for just 2 minutes, and speak out loud in English about this topic. You can use the phrases we just gave you, you can use the vocabulary words from earlier, you can share your own opinion about AI and jobs.
The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to keep talking for 2 minutes without stopping. Even if you make mistakes, keep going. Even if you forget a word, find another way to say it and keep going. This is exactly what fluent speakers do.
Because fluency is not about knowing every single word. Fluency is about being able to keep the conversation moving, and the only way to build that ability is to practice speaking out loud regularly, even when it feels uncomfortable.
And here's one more vocabulary word before we wrap up today. The word is displacement. Say it with me. Displacement. Displacement means when something is moved out of its original place. In the context of AI and jobs, we talk about job displacement, which means when workers lose their jobs because technology takes over that work.
Here's your example sentence. Many economists are studying the effects of job displacement caused by automation. One more. Job displacement is a real challenge, but history shows that new industries and opportunities usually emerge in response.
That last example is really important to hold on to, because yes, displacement is real. Yes, change is happening fast, but humans are also incredibly creative and resilient. We have always found a way to adapt and create new paths forward. And you, right now, learning English, building your skills, showing up every day, you are part of that story.
Okay, let us bring it all together now, because we want to make sure you leave today with complete clarity on what you learned and how you can use it.
Here's what we covered today. First, AI is changing the job market, and the jobs most at risk are repetitive and routine ones. Second, the skills that are growing in value are creativity, emotional intelligence, communication, and adaptability. Third, English is one of the most powerful tools you have for accessing better opportunities in a changing world.
Fourth, we learned 3 key vocabulary words today: automation, adaptability, and displacement. And we learned 3 powerful phrases you can use in real conversations about AI and the future of work.
And fifth, your challenge for this week is to do that solo speaking drill we talked about. 2 minutes, out loud in English about this topic. Do it once a day for 5 days, and I promise you will feel a real difference in your confidence.
Now, I want you to close your eyes for just a second and imagine this. Imagine 6 months from now, you can walk into any room, any job interview, any international meeting, and speak clearly and confidently in English. People listen to you, they understand you, they respect your ideas.
That version of you is not a dream. That version of you is just a few hundred hours of practice away. And every single episode you listen to, every sentence you shadow, every word you look up, every conversation you try, it is all taking you closer to that version of yourself.
So do not give up. The only shortcut in language learning is consistency. Show up tomorrow, show up the day after, and before you know it, you'll look back at where you started and you won't even recognize how far you have come.
Now, here's something we want to be honest with you about. Today, we talked about AI and jobs in a big picture way. But you might be wondering, okay, what about my specific job? What about my specific industry? What specific English do I need for my career?
That's exactly what we cover in our next episode. We're going to talk about English for the workplace, specific phrases, professional vocabulary, and communication tips that will help you sound confident and competent in your actual job, not just in general conversation.
The link to that episode is in the description below. Go listen to it right after this one, because the people who stack episodes back to back are the ones who make the fastest progress. Think of it like going to the gym. 1 session is good. 5 sessions a week is where the real transformation happens.
And if this episode helped you today, please share it with one friend who's also learning English. You never know how much one podcast episode can change someone's perspective and give them the push they needed to keep going.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do it right now. We put out new episodes regularly, and every single one is designed to help you get better at English while learning something genuinely useful about the world.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We really mean it when we say we're rooting for you. Every single one of you listening right now, you have what it takes.
Keep showing up, keep practicing, keep believing in yourself. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye, everyone.